In this video, I will show you how to solve this problem. What is the total area of the three squares? We have these three squares, the big one in the middle, then the smaller one on the left side, and the little one on the right side. We are given the length of this part to be equal to 2. We know that the length of this part is equal to 6. And we know the length of this part here to be equal to 22. To be able to find the total area of the three given squares, we have to find the area of each single square. Once we do that, we are simply going to add them together, and that is going to give us the result required by this problem. Let's start solving this problem from the square on the left side. Let's say that it has the side of the length A. And then we have A here, because it's a square and the square has all the sides of equal lengths. In order to find an area of this big square in the middle, we are going to need the length of its side, and let's say that the length of that side is equal to B. So that means that we have B here as well. Let's now say that C is the length of the side of this little square on the left side. And that is also going to give us C here. At this point, we have three variables, A, B, and C, and we have to find them. That means that we have to find the connection between these variables in order to reduce the numbers of unknowns that we are working with. As at this point in time, we have three unknowns, and that is quite a lot. Let's first try to find a connection between A and B. As you can see here on our picture, this little square has the length of the side to be A, and that is going to give us A here as well. We can now write this in terms of B, because the entire side here has the length of B, and this upper part of the side has the length of 2. The remaining length of the side is equal to A, and that means that we can write that A is equal to B minus 2. And this is our connection between A and B. Let's now do the same with a little square on the right side, and that is going to provide us with the connection between B and C. So this part here is going to be equal to the length of C, because it is a side of a little square. The length of an entire side here is B, and that is a side of a big square, and we know that this part here has the length of 6. So now to find C, we just have to subtract 6 from an entire length B, and that gives us the connection between B and C. So C is equal to B minus 6. At this point, we have the length of the sides of all these three squares in the terms of B. We have used the information that this part here has the length of 2. And we have used this information that this part right here has the length of 6. The only information that remains to be used is this one here, which states that the length of this entire part here is equal to 22. This length of 22 is the sum of the bases of all three squares. So this part here is the length of the side of a small square. It is equal to A. The length of this middle part right here is the length of the side of a big square, and we know that to be equal to B. And finally, length of this part right here is the length of the side of a small square on the right side, and that is equal to C. So we have that 22 is equal to A plus B plus C. Using the connection A is equal to B minus 2, we can insert B minus 2 value in this equation, so we get B minus 2, and then plus b, and for c we have the connection with b that c is equal to b minus 6. So let's use that right here. What we now have is 1, 2, 3 b's, and minus 2 minus 6 is going to give us minus 8. So we have an equation 3b minus 8 to be equal to 22. And we can solve this equation for b. To solve for b here, we have to get rid of this negative 8 on the left side of the equation. We are going to do that by adding 8 on both sides of this equation. So we get 3b minus 8 plus 8 is equal to 22 plus 8. Minus 8 plus 8 is going to give us 0, so on the left side of the equation we have 3b, and on the right side of the equation we have 22 plus 8, which is going to give us 30. To solve this for b, we have to divide both sides of the equation by 3. And then we get that 3b over 3 is equal to 30 over 3. 3 and 3 are going to cancel out, and we are left with b on the left side of the equation, and 30 over 3 is equal to 10. As we have b, we are going to use this first connection to get that a is equal to b minus 2, and instead of b we are going to write 10, as that is the value which we know that b has, and we get 10 minus 2, which is equal to 8. So we now know that length a is equal to 8. In the same manner, by using this connection, we are going to get the value for c. C is b minus 6, and we know that b is equal to 10 minus 6, that is 4. So we have the value for c to be equal to 4. Now we have the lengths of the sides of all three of our squares. So let's now calculate the total area of all the three squares. The total area is equal, so the area of a square is a product of two of its sides. So for the small square we have a multiplied by a, which is going to give us a squared. For the middle square, the big one, we have b multiplied by b, which is b squared. And finally, for the small square on the right side, we have c multiplied by c, which is c squared. Now we are going to put in the values for a, b, and c, which we have obtained. So we have 8 squared plus 10 squared, and finally plus 4 squared. 8 squared is equal to 64, 10 squared is equal to 100, and 4 squared is equal to 16. Basically, we know that this length here of a is equal to 8, and 8 multiplied by 8 here is 64, which means that 64 is the area of this square on the left side. Now, for the square in the middle, we know that b has the value of 10, and that 10 is also the length of this side here. So 10 multiplied by 10 is 100, and that is the area of this square, the big one in the middle of our drawing. Now the value of c is equal to 4, so this is the length of 4 here, and 4 times 4 is equal to 16, so we know that 16 is the area of this small square on the right side. When we add up 64, 116, we are going to get that is equal to 100 plus 64 plus 16 is 80, and we finally get that the total area is equal to 180. Please write me in the comment section how do you like this problem and how you have solved it. If you have liked this video, I would suggest that you watch this one next. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.